Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode on Beyond Boundaries. Hope you enjoyed our last show where we discussed about end of road of ODI cricket and hope to see more comments from you guys. Moving on to our first segment in the show, that is the news that's been happening in the recent past. So first news here, Aussies dominating Under 19 Cricket World Cup, winning against India in South Africa. Great performance. They stood up when it mattered. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, it was rightly been told in the number of months it's been like India were not courageous enough. When they were put down, they were not trying to get out of that shell. They still wanted to play those defensive shots. They were trying to bite out their time, but that didn't happen. So, in games like World Cup knockouts, you need to be brave enough. You need to take those risks. I think that's what showed both
They're
the
a
matches.
class team when it comes to temperament also.
Yeah.
Exciting. I mean, lovely challenge they pose against any team it is. And if you look at their squad, at least 1/4 of the team are Indians. And the way they celebrated after winning with all those Punjabi
They
moves,
did that
it was-
hi-fi.
I know. I mean, but again, let's give it a credit to our boys, Indian Under 19 team. They fought well. They reached the finals. Some exciting talents to watch out for in the future.
Yeah, we have a lot of exciting talents.
Yeah. Moving on to some domestic cricket. Let's go into the Ranji Trophy right away.
Yeah, then with that, then we can start about, if we are talking about Ranji, we should start with Pujara. He's making the selectors to think about him again.
Yeah.
He's been knocking the doors of selectors from time to time, but I don't know why they are neglecting him. I think he is the strongest contender for the middle order, at least for 2 down or 3 down.
Yeah, very, very much true. I agree. But the problem is, why Shubman Gill was about to be dropped is when he scored that important runs for India and stood up there. I mean, now that Gill has scored these runs, if he underperforms next game, they shouldn't think twice. Just get back Pujara, at least for the next series, is what I feel, at least to cement that place. I don't see anyone playing in that role apart from him. But speaking of Pujara, on the other hand, there is another veteran who is underperforming, Ajinkya Rahane. Unfortunately, I think it's time for him. Maybe Mumbai has enough youngsters to drive the team further. In another news, another veteran, 37-year-old Jalaj Saxena, picking up a 9-for in one innings for Kerala against Bengal. So he just not picked up in the first innings, he went on to pick up a 4-for in the second innings as well. And he's also an opener for Kerala. That is more exciting to know, and he scored about 40 runs in each innings. So that's another performance to call out. What is the next news that you have in your list?
I think we can still go with the Ranji Trophy, which is going on, Tamil Nadu versus Karnataka.
That went on till, last over of the game. Although the match ended in a draw, it was a very exciting.
That was a very exciting match.
Moving on to international cricket, now that T20 World Cup is coming up, there is a lot of T20 series happening around the world. Australia hosting West Indies.
Whoa.
I mean, again, Australia dominating no matter what. West Indies are trying their best, closing up. But did you see that century from Maxwell?
I mean, that was, the name suggests his name is Freak. The
I mean,
innings was
after
freak
that
as well.
alcohol-related incident that happened in the last month, I think, he's come back. He called himself a bad time that happened with him. He apologized with the coaching staff. Actually, he was rested for this game and just to be given chance in the next game. But he requested coach that he wants to play and played this game. This is what I read about it. So, and he went on to score a century. So,
He's
that's a statement.
equaling Rohit now with
Oh,
5
yeah, I saw
centuries.
that.
So
I mean, West Indies also fought, okay, at least batting wise. Roman Powell and Russell Power, they came closer, but 30-35 runs shorter.
I think they have all 11 batsmen who can play. They can attack. So even they are 6 down around some 80 or 90 runs. Still they scored 200 odd runs. 207 runs they scored. So
The funny fact is, being an RCB fan, I was happy because Alzari Joseph was the only guy who didn't get hit, and his economy was, I think, less than 7 or something. Good. Moving on. I think you have another news, right?
Yeah, we have another cracking game going on between ODI between Sri Lanka and Afghanistan, where again Sri Lanka has posted 300 plus runs. This time Afghanistan started well, but they have collapsed from 143 for 2 to 150 some odd run all out. So I don't know. That was some collapse, and again Hasranga he took the wicket again. He came in the middle and took the wicket, and Asita also bowled really well. Along with there is a new Madhushanka. I don't know. There are both are playing well. Madhusan with the new ball, Madhushanka both they both were very good.
Yeah. Talking about Sri Lanka and Afghanistan series, the first ODI was a thriller, right? To watch.
Yeah, that also.
I mean, Afghanistan was collapsing, and altogether another veteran to call out today, Nabi, along with I think Omarzai.
One is 40 years old, another one is 23 years old.
I mean, they had a 240, 250 partnership, both scoring centuries. Yeah.
I think they were 53 or 54 for 5. From there, they scored 338 runs.
Yeah.
My God.
Okay, in another news from another Asian cricket team, we have Shanto, who's been named as all-format captain for Bangladesh cricket team.
Yeah, so next news is with the India-England series about third test, where KL Rahul, he's not recovered yet. Shreyas Iyer, he's having back issues.
Yeah.
So he will not be available. DDP is in the squad now, along with Akashdeep Singh, who is going to be the pace.
He's replaced Avish Khan.
Yes.
Jadeja is back.
So we have a very good news there. So considering all those people are missing out and Jadeja is back, what do you think? Who is going to replace whom and who is going to take Shreyas Iyer's position?
So Jadeja is a no-brainer for me. He'll make it into the 11, replacing Kuldeep Yadav is what I feel. And the only place up for grab is Shreyas Iyer's place. Looks like Sarfaraz Khan has the edge to take over. Another thing that I have to ask you is, will Jurel make it to the 11 instead of KS Bharat?
I mean, if you talk in terms of test and keeping, it's a very vital role, because if you have seen for England, Folks doesn't bat that well, but he takes those catches. The keeping is very well. And if in terms about India, KS Bharat keeps well.
Yeah.
I don't know about Dhruv Jurel, how he keeps that. I don't think he'll be that effective in keeping.
Yeah.
But if you talk about the batting, Dhruv Jurel will makes an edge over there. But in test, the skill of wicket keeping matters. So I think still go with KS Bharat.
Okay. Yeah, and to end up this segment, the last thing to call out, SA T20 League, which is like called a big event after IPL. Sunrisers again winning it the second time. So that's a credit to them, wishing them all the best. Okay, so on Beyond Boundaries, the topic for today is, can India produce another MS?
I mean, yeah, you have to talk about three aspects here. The leadership. Well, will anyone have the same capability of MS in terms of leadership? Not maybe captain, maybe managing the team on the field. Then talks about wicket keeping.
His skills.
Wicket keeping is very much necessary in all three formats. And batting.
Oh, the finisher role, right?
Finisher role, the aggressive batsman.
Though he started as I think, top order batsman, he ended up his career being a finisher. I mean, that was one of his strengths when he retired from international cricket. So lots to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that you've mentioned three important aspects when it comes to MSD, right? Let's go with the first one, leadership. Okay, in my opinion, MSD has achieved a lot through his leadership skills, right? Being a wicket keeper and taking on or shouldering captaincy responsibility is not easy behind the stumps. But who do you think are our future options in terms of those leadership skills or matching at that level? But remember, even MS Dhoni didn't showcase any leadership skill in domestic cricket before coming to international cricket. He was just brought into the team, given that role or responsibility, and he took it with both the hands, and he is successful. What are your opinions?
I think obviously he didn't captain initially before coming into international circuit. But yeah, obviously the management and the team players, who the seniors, they have seen qualities in him. So, and considering he is an aggressive player, and he is also calm.
Yeah.
Before that also, when he used to get out early, because in initial days he was not that successful. So but he was calm. So there are a few traits which I think senior player had seen it, and okay, they have thrown him a challenge and he has grabbed it, and after that it's all, everyone knows what he has done. So yeah, considering that, if we see in the current crop of Indian cricket team, I think one person I can see, I think most of us can talk about is Rishabh Pant.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he got injured for I think around 1.5 to 2 years. But I can see him as a good leader, because in his whatever the little he has done for in for his IPL franchise, Delhi Capitals, he has shown glimpses, and even when in terms of international, when traveling abroad, he'll be motivating the players. He'll be helping the captain to set the particular field. So I think he is also, for me, I can see him as a very good leader.
So, according to me, okay, I don't think we have a find yet, because MSD took over a very senior team when he joined international cricket. Okay, maybe he possessed a different kind of mindset. Maybe he came from a different circuit. He didn't play so much of franchisee cricket before he came. Rishabh Pant, on the other hand, have played enough cricket. International cricket, domestic cricket. He was captaining, I think, Delhi Capitals for a season, I think for a season or two. The captaincy skill I haven't seen as a leader from Rishabh Pant. So for me, I don't think India have found a wicket-keeping leadership player yet.
So let's talk about another aspect which we are looking here is wicket keeping. So as we all know that MSD was a brilliant keeper. He has the flash hands, so he takes up the bails very quickly. So I know matching him is very difficult, but do you think anyone is at least close to his skills?
So close to his, for me, when it comes to skill, right, it really stems from how we have come into that role, right from domestic circuit into the international circuit. Like some players come into the international circuit with some experience in wicket keeping, and they end up playing some matches as a wicket keeper, as a fielder, things like that. But MSD, on the other hand, was a wicket keeper from the time he was playing cricket, right? He was, in fact, I think, a goalkeeper in another sport, which was his another passion. Okay. Now coming to the skill part of it, you need to be really quick behind the stump, a really good thinker, field placer. So a lot of things come, and there are certain players with one or the other skill but not entirely matching it. Okay, at least at this current
moment,
level. Okay, because most number of games that are played are T20 games. Okay, where their adaptability is like attacking mode. You finish the game 20 overs soon, but think about an ODI cricket or a test cricket where your mindset should be really for a longer version of the format. As a keeper, you need to be really patient behind the stump. At times, you can even get bored wicket keeping in a test format, right? So a lot of things come in the skill set portion.
Now, I think you can also talk about it's a thankless job.
Yes,
I mean, there are a lot of broken fingers, but still the keeper will be going through the pain.
Not an easy job.
Not an easy job.
Although they have those 2 pairs of gloves and additional inners, it's not an easy job, especially keeping behind stumps. I mean, most riskful.
Keeping bending low for the spinners and again come back to bat.
So
it takes a lot of effort.
Some of the great wicket keepers that I've seen, like Sanju Samson, is really good. Okay, if you look at some of the stumpings he's done, it's really amazing. The skill that he possesses is good. Rishabh Pant, on other hands, I mean, he's taken some blinders. Okay, although his movement will be slow, he's taken some blinders. Ishan Kishan have kept good, but to match all the skills for a keeper who can play all 3 formats of the game, a good thinker, I think we are still trying to find a player. We are still searching.
So in this aspect also, we have some positives or the traits of a good wicket keeper, but not as compared to MS.
One last point I would end up with is, even we didn't know these skills were in MS Dhoni, right? Over the period, he showcased these skills. But so there can be players who will come up like Jurel, Chitesh, or someone in the future who will possess these skills, all three, and like maybe better than Dhoni.
I think
as well.
it is skill which is always a developing skill. You can develop with the age.
So now the last aspect that like we really liked in MSD is his finishing role, batting skills. So matching to this aspect, do you have anyone option for the future? What are your thoughts? I have a couple of them, but before I go into it, I would like to know it from you.
I think the skill which he had and the acting, I think it comes with the experience. He has played a lot of matches before coming into international circuit. He has not played that many Ranjis before, but he was playing the local matches. But you have to give credit to the what do you say, a point where people wanted, like the players wanted to play in that innings where they wanted to be run rate in some equation, 6 to 7 equation, so that in the later part they can chase. But Dhoni is different. He wants the pressure to be on bowler, so he'll take the match till the final 1 or 2 overs, then he'll start attacking. So that race, and he is successful to do that. But now in today's current generation, I see very less of a player who can have that much of thinking. Okay, we can take it deep and then we can attack, because as per MS Dhoni, the pressure is on bowler, not on him. So I don't know how that much thinking is there with the players with the batting which he's have. So he has very good range. He is a very good range hitter. He has that helicopter shot. Even for those Yorkers he can play. And yeah, obviously there are so many other shots which new people, the new players are playing. So we have seen scoops, we have seen the reverse, a lot of n number of shots have come. But to be consistent and to be getting the results is something altogether different aspect. As of now, if you ask me, I don't see many players contributing or reaching to that potential. But as of now, I can see Pant is still, for me, is the one guy who is into that level.
Okay, so coming to a wicket keeper and a finisher batting role, over generations and generations, we have been seeing either a successful wicket keeping batsman is an opener or a finisher. Okay, there is no middle order wicket keeper across teams, across the world is what I'm talking about. Mostly it is opening slot or the finishing slot. Now when it comes to MSD, there was a lot of thing that he got into batting. One is captaincy role, because he had to be responsible enough to bat throughout and then finish the game.
Yeah.
Most of the wicket keepers who batted in the lower order did not have the captaincy responsibility, right? So their cricket was like a full freedom batting. So sometimes they fail, sometimes they, succeed. But MSD carried this responsibility and succeeded in that role. Now, two players I can think of who can perform as a finisher. One is Rishabh Pant, because he's batted in different orders, playing attacking cricket across the world, different conditions, against different oppositions, different great bowlers. So he, batting wise, he's there. Okay, the finishing role or the attacking mode that Dhoni possesses is there. Another player who can develop that skill is Jitesh Sharma, according to me, because from what I've seen in the Ranji and the domestic circuit is he plays with an open mindset, positive batting, okay, and wicket keeper. So these are the two options that I can think of coming into a finishing role of a batsman and a wicket keeper. Okay, so now that we've discussed all the aspects of MSD and we tried matching players with those skills, do you think there is someone or a keeper who you can look forward to playing all three formats of cricket?
I think considering the current situation where we know Pant is not available, he's not there, he's not played cricket from last almost 2 years, and we don't know after injury how his reflexes will be, although he's practicing, but we don't know unless we see him on television how he plays. But but if you ask me, I don't see anyone else in that level as of now. That also talks about a lot of other aspect to consider, where as we all know, a lot of cricket is happening every now and then. A team, B team, C team playing different teams as well, all together. In that way, there are a lot of pressure on players as well to perform, to be consistent with the fitness, and because there are back-to-back matches. But when like MS Dhoni was playing, obviously T20 was introduced very later on, like 2008 on 7 onwards, it got introduced frequently. But the what do you say, the continuity or the matches was very less. Now, considering there are a lot of matches where people have to play back to back, so I feel very who can play all three formats will be difficult.
Yeah, not defending you here, but what I feel is, in my opinion, if the Indian cricket management can manage workload of a player in a calendar year, and also like throw a hat on a player and tell you are our future for Indian cricket team, who we are looking up to in all formats of wicket keeping, and manage the workload of that particular player, okay, I think we will be able to find another MS. Okay, it could be Jitesh, it could be Jurel, but as MSD got his opportunity in his younger age, somebody has to be given enough time to come over this generation and play that.
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to add something here. That's why I bought this answer for my, like, you have to continue, because once you say you need a break or okay, workload management, there will be another player who will be considered. If that player performs, obviously goes to the back seat. You have to be looking at the driver or whoever is riding, unless he makes an accident. I'm just saying, give an example. So unless that person flops, and if that person is successful, he'll get more chances.
Yeah, and right now the problem is with injuries and unavailability of players. No, we really don't have a backup. I mean, every series you are like, pick a player who's playing well in domestic cricket, pick a player who perform well for an IPL team, and just put him there. So really, we are not building into a team with a core set of wicket keepers. Okay, so that is my opinion. So should it, now moving on from three formats, should it be like one keeper for longer version of cricket, which is Test cricket, one keeper for the limited over version of cricket? What do you think?
I think it will be ideal as per the current scenario of the cricket. It is always ideal when a player can play at least 2 match format. It could be ODI and T20, or Test or ODI. That's what I can say. What do you think? Whether it be
that
one
way
or
the
two?
wicket keeper can improve his white ball skill versus a red ball skill as well, right? And just strengthen there. Then the red ball wicket keeper will become, I mean, if he's really young player, he can keep playing Ranji games also, along with when the international cricket is playing white ball cricket.
In this way, player needs to take call what they want to do. Like player like Kohli, Rohit, they want to continue with all three formats. I don't think they want to. They would be, I think, they are at this point of time where they would want to consider one format or two format, Test or ODI, a Test and ODI. So that also depends on players what they want to play. If they say we are available for all three format, obviously management will consider that, and obviously they will also try to do the workload management. But it is all boils down to the player. If he is ready to sacrifice a format, then because of the continuity of the games, so it is always ideal if they can go and sacrifice a format. But for young people, they can, their body will take it.
Okay, so if we are both favoring towards a white ball versus red ball version of wicket keepers, who's your one option that you have for white ball wicket keeping?
If you talk about white ball wicket keeping, I don't think that there is a need for much of a like skill. So you have KL Rahul, who can do the job. Who you have for T20? You have Jurel.
Yeah.
You have Sanju Samson. So you can give these players chance.
I think Ishan Kishan would be one of my option. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he's not available in the recent past, but if he can stay and like focus on his cricket entirely, he's somebody who can be the core in white ball cricket. What about red ball cricket?
I think we need to build a test. I know we have KS Bharat with us. We had Saha. Now he's all forgotten. Yeah. So, but we need a test keeper who can also contribute with the bat little. I'm not requesting, like asking you have to score 50, 50 or 100. No, you give a start. At least that momentum you should give. You should not be blocking the balls like if it's a hit ball, you still blocking it. You should be little aggressive, like how Pant is. Although he's a good ball, he'll attack it.
Yeah.
So you have that kind of mentality. You should be there. So I just talk about mentality perspective. So I think we still need to find a player, and considering Rishabh Pant's scenario right now.
Yeah, even I agree with you. We are still searching for that one player who can stick on to red ball wicketkeeper skill. But otherwise, we all agree that if we can find someone like MSD, nothing like it. But left to future of Indian cricket and BCCI, who they pick going forward. So that's it from us. Even you guys share in your opinions, comments in this video. Do let us know who do you think is the next MS. Stay with us, stay tuned, like, share and subscribe our videos, stay notified with us. Until next time, let's go
FanDaMentals.